Thank you very much. We have some great people up here that I would love to introduce to you right now. From the military moms here at Lake Havasu, we have Cindy Ritten, who is the president. From the American Legion, Post 81, Kim Buckley, who is the second vice commander. From the veterans of Foreign Wars, VFW Post 9401, Fred Mohan, who is a chaplain. I hope you're saying a prayer for us, we could use it. On the other side of the stage, we have, from the Disabled American Veterans, Bud Watts, Commander. From the Lake Havasu City Fire Department, please welcome Robert Payne, firefighter. And last but not least, from the Lake Havasu City Police Department, we have Troy Sterling, Chief of Police. At this time, I'm going to ask you to stand for the presentation of the colors done by the Marine Corps League. That will be followed by the choir singing the national anthem, and then we will ask you to join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you.
cherry colors. Right face. For flowers.
Thank you very much. This time, I would like you to please give a nice, warm Lake Havasu welcome to our mayor, Sheehy.
Good afternoon, Lake Havasu City. How's everyone doing today? Actually, you're in for a real treat. You have just got a small taste of the amazing talent that is behind me. Thank you so much for being here. To commemorate today's day, we're naming today Lake Havasu City Community Choir Salute to the Armed Forces and First Responders Day, April 2nd, 2023, a proclamation from my office. Whereas the Lake Havasu Community Choir was formed in 1975 to produce choral works that would not otherwise be feasible with the small number of singers typically found in a single choir. And whereas today the Lake Havasu Community Choir is performing Celebration of Freedom, a musical salute to the armed forces and first responders, a much anticipated tribute to the military, police, and firefighter men and women who are retired, actively serving, or are veterans. And whereas the Lake Havasu Community Choir is donating a portion of the net proceeds from this performance to charities and organizations that work with or support the fine men and women we're honoring here today. And whereas the Lake Havasu Community Choir brings enjoyment to the citizens of the community through its musical productions, senior home visits, and scholarship programs. Now therefore, I, Cal Sheehy, the mayor of Lake Havasu City, Arizona, do hereby proclaim today, April 2nd, 2023, as Lake Havasu Community Choir Salute to the Armed Forces and First Responders Day in Lake Havasu City, Arizona, and I urge all in attendance to enjoy this concert held at the Lake Havasu High School Performing Arts Center. Enjoy your afternoon. Thank you.
I'd like to say that was a surprise, but he did it at 2 also. But we do appreciate it, we really do. Right now, this lovely lady sitting beside us is our accompanist, and this is her first time on stage with us. As an accompanist, please welcome Sara Buelow. The next gentleman doesn't really need an introduction, but I'll give him one anyways. He came to us for the second time. After a brief hiatus, he had to go see if the grass was greener at Disneyland. And obviously it wasn't because he came back. No, I should have said that. Is it true? Oh, okay. Anyways. So we had a great time with him at Christmas. We're going to keep him. Please welcome our director, Darren Hunting.
for a concert, I did say to myself, I know Havasu is very patriotic. If I want people to see the community choir, I should do a patriotic concert. And as you can see, the room pleasantly full, the first concert as well, very, very full as well. So thank you for taking time out of your Sunday to come see us. And so I started thinking about what kind of song. Certainly a crowd pleaser that everybody knows, God Bless the USA. So did you enjoy the choir on that one? Yeah. It's definitely okay to sing along. The only problem is if you do sing along, I will consider that an audition and ask you to join the choir. Okay? So, especially men. So if we could, join us. You'll hear more about that. I'm going to keep plugging the choir because we want you to join us. But this next song is also one that you might have heard, originally written in 1862. Unfortunately, the circumstances weren't great. The Civil War, the trying to abolish slavery, and we're so glad about all that's happened in our history. This song came from that time. This actual arrangement, 1944, is when Peter Wilhowsky did this one, and it's what they say is the most popular. If any of you sang in choir in high school, you definitely did this exact arrangement. Very, very popular, and we're thrilled to be able to do it today. It actually won a Grammy. 1959, the second annual Grammy Awards, the Mormon Tabernacle Choir put it on one of their LPs. For some of you don't know what that is, most of us do. And it was on an LP, a 45, and it skyrocketed. It was played all over the radio. Boy, hasn't the Grammys and radio changed since 1959. But we are thrilled to bring you this exact same arrangement that won a Grammy in 1959, the Battle Hymn, and we hope you enjoy this men's quartet that's coming up in the middle. Did you enjoy the choir on that one? How about the quartet? A person who often gets overlooked, but I wanted to take this special moment to say a few things about her, and she doesn't like the attention, but I'm going to anyway. Sara, stand back up for me, please. She was saying, which song was it? God Bless the USA, and I'm proud to be an American. She is celebrating 15 years of being a U.S. citizen from Sweden. And I am so thrilled that in America, there are great ways where when you are a vital part of our community, we say absolutely. So we're thrilled to have her. And you know, you've heard the term tickle the ivories. Well, I am now proclaiming her dominating the ivories. So she's a great player, and we're thrilled to get to work with her. Thank you, Sara. In the second half, we get to sing a song called I Salute You, where at that time, we are going to ask the branches of the military to stand up, and we're going to salute them. But as you know, through some great help and organization, George, our president, said, let's make it not just military, how about first responders too? And so also some great ideas, and the choir said, can't we dedicate one of the songs to just our first responders? And so this next song I felt was absolutely perfect, Song for the Unsung Hero. And so this song is really going to be for any of those other branches, those other people who do so much for our country, to support the military, to support the first responders. And so selfishly, Barbara, raise your hand, my wife. She was 911 operator here in Havasu for a little while. And I know 911 is such a great, now I have such a great respect for the 911 operators. So I wanted to specifically put a plug for our local 911 dispatch. And then of course, one of my brothers has been an ER nurse. So he was EMT for years, and then now 25 years as an ER. So any of those first responders, just know that we're talking about you, and we thank you so very much. next half is going to be something special. It's what we call a patriotic cantata. So there's going to be this incredible, beautiful visual thing going on behind you, and it will help tell the story that we are singing as well. But before we do that, because once it starts, that's it. We're just going to go straight through, and then you guys are dismissed at the end of the last song. So we just sure appreciate, again, you coming. What we wanted to do is these three young ladies, we here at the Lake Havasu Community Choir for not too long. Back when I was conducting before, they didn't do this, but now they have something called the Jean Laucher Scholarship Foundation. And Jean was our first community choir director here, and started in fall of 1974. And so we are thrilled to be able to honor her and have this scholarship fund. And what it's for is auditions. The students here in Havasu get to audition, and those that we think are exceptionally talented and have a lot of wonderful potential, we offer them a scholarship that helps them in their music education. So we are honored to let you know that Bridget McCabe, Juul Giles, and Taylor Skelton, all three, we felt that they would be they're certainly going to be future musicians, and I've already said you could join the community choir if they wanted. So we are going to be giving them a $500 scholarship each, saying, boy, we appreciate you. So it is a joy to be part of that. And I want to say a special thanks to Laura. She is so great at taking care of all the details, getting the audition information out. And so I couldn't do it without Laura, so thank you, Laura, as well. And then you will see these three ladies at the very end. We asked them, can you join us on the last song, Let Freedom Ring? They said, sure, so they've learned the music. And so we'll see you at the end. Thank you, ladies. A couple of other quick announcements right here to my left. These wonderful students, I will admit I'm a little partial. I'm also the full-time music teacher at Starline Elementary. And this year, I started a performing arts club, audition only. We had 46 students audition, and I only let in 24. We've got several who are not feeling well or who couldn't make it tonight. But these students work with me every single week, and we really are doing some great things. And I'm honored to get to be their teacher and the director for this. And they said, yeah, Mr. Hunting will join you. So they joined us at Christmas time. And if you remember, if you were there at Christmas, it was a standing room only. So we said, whoops, we're going to have to go to 2 concerts. And as you can see, we needed to go to 2. So thank you again for being here. Thank you, SPAC, Starline Performing Arts Club. We call them SPAC. I say, thanks to Matthew, I think they're spectacular. Also, joining us for this last part, over here, dear friends of mine, Jerry and Cindy Aldridge. You may have seen them around. They've been in town for years. I just love their creativity, their willingness to jump into community, and I thought, who could do the narration for this? And right away I thought, Jerry and Cindy, say, will you please do it? And they lovingly said they would be thrilled to. So thank you, friends. Thank you so much for joining us. We're excited about the future. Joyce, wave at me. This is Joyce Witt. Wave at us, Joyce. Joyce is our webmaster. She takes care of our Facebook posts. She takes care of our website. And we are thrilled to be able to say for our Christmas concert, we are going to jump into the 21st century, and you'll be able to buy your tickets online for any of the shows that we're doing. We're going to be able to pay our dues as choir members online, and just lots of great things going on. And so I know I couldn't do it without the Laures and the Joyces, and really all 69 of them up there, because really I could wave my arms all day long, but there's no beautiful music without them. So choir, thank you. And I wasn't kidding about the tissues. So if you've got tissues, you might want to pull them out. And we hope and pray that you enjoy freedom.
hold for our children's future. Freedom is the hope by which our people, and the cause for which so many have died.
Freedom is our most defining characteristic among the nations of the world. It is a banner by which we are universally recognized and envied.
No matter what confusion and conflicts tear at the fabric that is America, our vision of freedom has always remained constant. It is our eternal compass and our unfailing light. Freedom is quite simply who we are.
Our concept of freedom has been developing for hundreds of years. When our founding fathers first scrawled their declarations of freedom by dim candlelight, they were in effect committing treason. But loving liberty more than life, they took up pens more powerful than any sword and called a new nation to revolution, not with trumpet and bayonet, but with parchment and ink.
Countless others have followed in the years since, courageous men and women whose words have given us strength for the present and inspiration for the future. Yet their convictions were not relegated to paper. They lived each sentence they wrote.
We honor them today and thank them for their enduring example and their timeless words.
They walk their talk, they breathe their creed. They didn't shout or run about what they believe. They think with me, and they testify. American words to live by.
Freedom is the last best hope of earth, Abraham Lincoln. The God who gave us life gives us liberty at the same time, Thomas Jefferson. In the true sense, freedom cannot be bestowed. It must be earned. Franklin D. Roosevelt.
They walk their talk, they breathe their creed. They didn't shout or run about what they believe. They think with me, and they testify. American words to live by.
The cost of freedom is always high, but Americans have always paid it. John F. Kennedy. Freedom is not ours by inheritance. It must be fought for and defended by each generation. Ronald Reagan. When we let freedom ring from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children will join hands and sing in the words of the old spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last. Martin Luther King Jr.
They walk their talk, they breathe their creed. They didn't shout or run about what they believe. They think with me, and they testify. American words to live by.
has always come at a price. Ever since our country first heard the summons to battle at a pre-dawn green in Lexington, Massachusetts, America has answered the call to defend freedom.
Although lives have been interrupted, families separated, and futures put on hold, the brave members of our armed forces continue their personal sacrifice for the greater good of our nation.
For every husband and wife serving our nation on the other side of the world, your loved ones cover you in prayer and hold you close to our hearts. It is your courage that keeps us strong.
For every son and daughter who have answered their country's call, may the Lord protect you, and may you return safely to us. We couldn't be more proud of you.
For every mom and dad that had to go far away, we ask God every night to keep you safe so you can come home to us. You are our heroes.
We love you.
We are so proud of you.
We miss you.
We salute you. United States Army.
The United States Navy.
The United States Coast Guard.
The United States Marine Corps.
The United States Air Force.
Ladies and gentlemen, the United States Armed Forces. Oh, thus be it ever when free men shall stand between their loved homes and the war's desolation. Blessed with victory and peace, may the heaven-rescued land praise the power that made and preserved us as a nation. Then battle we must when our cause it is just. And this be our motto, in God is our trust. And the star-spangled banner forever shall wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Somewhere a trumpet sounds in the night. A soldier is standing there. It's calling him out to the stars and the stripes. It's calling him, God knows where. He kisses the ones he loves goodbye and leaves in the dead of night. For freedom he'll heed the call of all he knows, and for freedom he'll stand and And somewhere a man and a wife can't believe they're letting their girl go goodbye. Gone are the days of pigtails and curls and candlelit eyes. If they had their way, she'd stay on forever and never be far from home. The freedom has drawn her
Each loss of life, each heroic sacrifice always serves as a powerful reminder that we are more than members of a single nation. We are citizens of the created world. We share much more than this small sphere of soil and water. We share a common hope that one day, in the words of Bethlehem's angel, we may know peace on earth and goodwill among all people.
In January 1941, America stood poised on the brink of another worldwide conflict. In his State of the Union address before Congress, President Franklin D. Roosevelt enumerated 4 fundamental freedoms that are universal. His message was, in essence, a prayer that our children, our children's children, and all future generations might live in a world free of oppression and governed by freedom.
The words of President Roosevelt, January 6, 1941. Freedom means the supremacy of human rights everywhere. Our support goes to those who struggle to gain those rights and keep them. This is not a vision of a distant millennium. It's a world attainable in our own time and generation. In the future, we look forward to a world founded upon 4 essential freedoms. And the first of these freedoms is the freedom of speech and expression. The second freedom is the freedom of every person to worship God in his own way. The third freedom is freedom from want. The fourth freedom is the freedom from fear. This nation, the United States of America, has placed its destiny in the hands, heads, and hearts of its million of free men and women, and its faith in freedom under the guidance of God.
There
Almighty God, may we always be thankful that we live in a nation built upon the firm foundation of freedom. It is an unshakable tower which the forces of war and hatred will never destroy.
May we refuse to ever take our freedom for granted. May we always be mindful that with privilege of freedom comes great responsibility. Freedom is not a license to do what we please, but a moral obligation to do what is right.
For it is written in your word, it is God's will that by doing good you should silence the ignorant talk of foolish men. Live as free men, but do not use your freedom as a cover-up for evil. Live as servants of God, show proper respect to everyone, love the brotherhood, fear God, honor authority.
May we always remember the brave men and women who fight for freedom every day. May we never forget the millions of heroes who have given their lives so that freedom may live.
Finally, may we never give up on freedom. Help us always reach out to every soul in every land who cannot speak or worship freely, and who is a prisoner of want and a hostage to fear.
May we keep the light of freedom burning in this nation, in all nations, today and forever. The words of Abraham Lincoln have never been more true. Freedom is the last, best hope of earth.
With a longing to be free, free from fear and persecution, free to think and free to speak. Too many hearts have long been silent to the song of liberty. Let the heart of every person be a place where freedom rings. Let freedom ring from the mountains, freedom ring from sea to sea. Let freedom ring to every heart that longs for hope and liberty. Let freedom ring to every nation.
again to the community choir under the direction of Mr. Darren Hunting. Soloist, beautiful, Darren and Cindy, thank you so much. Thank you again all so much for coming. Enjoy the afternoon.